It's a beautiful town, and people say really the only thing bad is that they have to lock their doors really early at night with the Vampire Diaries shooting in town. You know, the town is known for it's Hollywood South, and they're not kidding when they call it that. So many wonderful things happen here in Covington. We have a huge crowd joining us this morning. Hopefully, we're going to get a chance to show everybody on TV. We're going to be talking about some of the great things that make this town of 13,000 people special. There's some things to look forward to this spring and summer. They do concerts here on the square. It's a beautiful town square that we're in right now. They do them on Thursday afternoons. Tomorrow there's a big event coming up, a big run. The fire department's 5K fun run is tomorrow.
Now, if you don't live in Covington, chances are you have heard of this great city. In 1979, the hit show The Dukes of Hazzard was shot here for the first 5 episodes. This was called Hazard County in the show. In the Heat of the Night was shot here too. That was in the 80s. And more recently, remember the Titans, Friday the 13th, Part 6, and the Vampire Diaries, as Ted just mentioned, all shot here.
Now, this town is got some notorious stories as well. An interesting story from back in '04. The Walmart here in Covington gained international attention when a woman tried to buy more than $1,600 worth of merchandise with a fake $1 million bill. I remember that. Alice Pike went to jail. She said she thought the bill was real. She said she got it from her estranged husband, who's a coin collector. But they do definitely move past some of those notorious stories like that. Leaders have big plans for the future, and here in Covington, these leaders are being recognized for that.
That's right. The city manager, Steve Horton, just received the Local Government Administrator of the Year award yesterday, so congratulations to him. Mayor Ronnie Johnston has a pretty interesting story as well. He's only been here for a few years, but Jennifer Leslie talked to him about what he sees in this town's future.
Ronnie Johnston is making up for lost time.
Yeah, this is good. I don't think I've ever had this much.
He used to spend up to 3 hours in his car driving to and from work every day. Not anymore.
I have a meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm kissing my wife and walking out the door at 5 till 9.
Johnston moved to Covington from Alpharetta 4 years ago, sold the family business, and then ran for mayor.
We decided to walk to every house in the city, and it took us 4 months. And I introduced myself to individuals, shook their hands, and it gave me a great perspective of this city.
It's a city that embraces the past. This is the original clock in the courthouse, which was built in 1885. The main structure, some windows, and most of the woodwork are still intact, 127 years later.
These are the 5 designated town centers.
But the future is also important here. This is something called the 2050 Plan, a long-range master plan for growth in the city and across Newton County.
All the local community leaders and elected officials came together and said, hey, what are we going to do to protect ourselves from the urban sprawl that's pushing out I-20?
They're making decisions about infrastructure for decades to come, to save money, create jobs, and attract new people to Covington.
It's got the historical, but it's also an up-and-coming city, a great place to live and to raise a family.
Jennifer Leslie, 11 Alive News.